Kelly the Kitchen Cop, and I'm going to show you more around my kitchen today because soon we're tearing the whole thing out and we're getting a new kitchen. Almost all new. A few things are going to stay. But I wanted to show you everything that has kind of broken down over the last 18 years and why it's so time for us to get our new kitchen. This was sort of the first phase here, my new shelf, which I love. But soon we're going to be tearing everything out of here, and on Sunday, my brother and Kent, my husband, and our sons are going to be tearing everything out, and then Monday, the floor guy is going to redo these floors, and then they have to dry, and we're going to set up a kitchen downstairs. So all week long, we're going to eat downstairs, and then when we're done, we'll have to go out the slider and back up and around through the front door to get back to the bedrooms. So it's going to be quite an adventure for a few days. And then the following weekend, everything all goes back together. So I'm hoping that I love it. I'm kind of nervous that I'll like hate one little piece or something won't come in or something will not work or whatever. But I'm going to show you now everything that we're going to do. And then I'll show you kind of all along the way this week as everything's getting done. And then hopefully I'll love the finished product when it's all done. And I can't wait to share it with you. Okay guys, so here's my new shelf. I showed you that in a post a couple weeks ago. And I really like it. It's got a lot of stuff I need, potatoes and onions and garlic and my cookbooks and everything kind of right at my fingertips. Okay, so here's our kitchen, and if you notice, first of all, how bad our floor had gotten from the stool that sits there a lot of times. So that floor is going to be redone. We've got this sweet little spot on our countertop. I don't know if you can see that like ripped off a few years ago. We have been keeping that on with tape. We have a nice little spot there on the countertop that we've been keeping on with tape. Our microwave handle has been broke for a while, but it's still been working, so whatever. Our refrigerator, I'm not going to show you in there because it's full of food and not that clean, but the drawers haven't worked for a while. This dishwasher has a nice little trick. It doesn't shut off, so we have to get that replaced. These drawers are a mess. Sometimes this one falls out when you open it, and it's, you know, the corners are, apparently somebody wrote in there one time. That was pretty special. And a lot of these drawers don't work well. The back kind of fell out of one. And it's just definitely time after 18 years. So I'll show you where we're going to put our kitchen downstairs for a week. So right now it's nice and picked up and quiet down here, but this place is going to be hopping next week when it's our only kitchen for a while. Thankfully we have a fridge and a sink, and I do have a hot plate, and I also have my favorite frying pan that I tell you guys about all the time, so I'll be using that down here too. Oh, and also I have my toaster oven. That's one thing I can't wait to get off the counter upstairs, because my new microwave will have a convection oven, which I plan to use more than anything. So that we can use as well, but I won't have a big oven down here for that week, but I think it'll be fine, except for all the running around out the slider and back around the house and up the front door. There's the toaster oven I was telling you about. I'm so excited to have that off my counter, sitting in that awkward way. And also, I forgot to show you, we used to have an appliance garage. Remember when those were kind of popular? So we've had little holes in our countertop for a few years. Oh, and by the way, what was I thinking, guys, with this countertop? Seriously, how ugly is this color? I can't believe I actually ever liked this. Really, I don't know what was wrong with me. Let's see what else. Oh, I am keeping my Insta-Hot. I love that hot water tap to make coffee and tea. Okay, so after months, well, it seemed like months of picking everything out, we were finally ready to start. And so we took all our kitchen stuff and brought it downstairs. It wasn't very organized, but it went pretty well for the time that we were down there. The kitchen was all gutted now and ready to go. so they could start tearing stuff out. And here Kent is beginning before my brother got there that day, and then one day they got everything out. We decided to keep our upper cabinets because they were in good shape, and we only got new lowers. So next it was time to start on the floors. And that actually went pretty well. We really loved the guy that did our floors. Being downstairs in the kitchen was nice. Here's our son making a grilled cheese. Here's the cereal that they were so excited I let them get just for a special treat since we were in the other kitchen and couldn't make breakfast quite as easily. Here's some of the gadgets I used for the week. We grilled out some steaks in my favorite pan and my pressure cooker. It really wasn't too bad, thankfully, since it took longer than it was supposed to for the remodel. This is how I made my coffee, just with a good old teapot and my pour over. Not too bad. And here's how our floors turned out. I just love them. Here it shows some of the mess that we dealt with during the week, which is just part of remodeling. It wasn't too bad. Lots of extra cleaning from all the dust. And here's my brother and Kent getting the cabinets in, and they realized that the refrigerator was not going to fit, so they had to adjust the cabinets and sand the floor. Here's the boxes that we found that were broken with our cabinets, so pieces were broke and we were not real happy with that. They got the fridge in and the rest of the cabinets finally and started putting the countertop in and realized that it was way too big. And we had some more broken pieces that we found as we were going along. Just pretty frustrating to spend that much and have things broken. So we had to send the countertop back. Here's some of the mess we had to deal with. Lots of dishwashing, which we weren't used to, but not a big deal. More mess downstairs. More waiting for the new countertop to come in. Finally, we had a guy come and help us get the countertop in because we just found out we needed a lot of guys to do it. So we gathered a bunch of awesome neighbor guys who helped us one day, and we were super thankful.
Lined up on the sink, must be.
Yep, right there.
No wonder Dad and Joey Kate couldn't do it last night.
Woo! Looking.
Yay! Thanks, everybody!
Anything fits.
Next, it was time for our backsplash tile to go in, and I really love how that turned out. And then the plumber came to hook up our gas stove and put all our faucets in and our new filter, get that hooked up. But lo and behold, another problem. Now our stove didn't fit. So thankfully we found a really awesome handyman guy who came in, and he had to shave off part of our cabinets and he made that fit. Here's our sink all hooked up. In the middle of all this, we got tons of strawberries from the farm, so that was busy. Here's our guy fixing the microwave that was also broken. In the meantime, I also threw a shower for a good friend of ours, so that was busy. Lots of piles growing around the house. But we were getting there, and it was finally time to move everything back in, even though our dishwasher leaked. It was time to make our first dinner back in the kitchen. And it was so fun to get things moved back where they go. We made a nice chicken dinner, which was delicious. Here is where I burnt something pretty bad and remembered that gas cooks differently than electric. And here's when we had a big old crew over for breakfast one day after a sleepover. I was almost as excited to get the downstairs back to normal as I was to get our new kitchen. It felt so good. Hi, I want to show you our new kitchen, and I love a lot of things about it, but there's some things that are absolutely driving me crazy still, but I'm not complaining. I know I'm really blessed, and even though it was a big pain, the whole thing was a big pain, I'm really thankful that we were able to do it. But it's just is amazing how hard everything has to be. So I love our new countertop. I love our pulls on the cabinets. I love our tile. We have to have the tile guy come back because there's a couple details on the edges that Kent came home and he said they looked really bad, and I was really trying to not notice and not be picky, but they do look bad. Our microwave is broken. They have to come back and replace that. Our dishwasher leaks. That's why the towels are on the floor. So they have to come back and replace that. So far the stove is fine. Don't know about the oven. Today I'm going to bake a chicken from the farm for the first time. We get to bake something in like a real oven, and like it's been a few weeks since we got to do that. I love the new refrigerator. Nothing's wrong with that so far. I love our new water filter. I'll put a link to that in the video description because that's kind of what started this whole thing. And I love our new floor. The guy did a great job on that. So I'll show you all of this in the video, and you can see the whole experience. It wasn't pretty at times. Here's our new water from our new filter, which we love. It tastes so good, and I make this no caffeine tea with it that Wellness Mama, Katie from Wellness Mama, told me about. I'll put a link to that and this cute little strainer in the notes for the video. Here's our friends who came over to see the kitchen one day, and Marissa was asking why the bubbles are there like that in the water, and I told her that I contacted the company to ask, and they said it's just air bubbles. It's just how that filter works. So if you have one of these filters and you see that, it's not cloudiness or anything in there. It all dissipates after a second, as you can see from the bottom of that glass. And it tastes just wonderful. And I wanted to show you how nicely this water comes out. It comes out really fast, unlike some filters that just sort of trickle out. This one really is nice. Okay, so I know I already showed you guys this in a post a few weeks ago when I was talking about my upcoming kitchen renovation, but I just want to show you this again because I can't believe how much I use all this stuff. My einkorn, my coconut sugar, I use that in baking sometimes. This is not olive oil like it says on the containers, by the way. These are a bunch of balsamic vinegars. We like to try the different balsamic vinegars at that place. So I do love those. I use one of these jugs for, I actually just refilled it with my favorite olive oil, which I can put a link to. You guys have probably heard me talking about it before, but I just use this bottle because it's handy. I have a nice pour spout. I use that for my everyday olive oil. So I don't use their olive oil because I don't really know anything about it. So anyway, and then my potatoes, my arrowroot flour, I use that for thickening things, or also in my homemade ice cream. And my coconut oil, I use that quite a bit too. And then the honey, I use that some. What else is on there? Oh yeah, lard, one of my favorite foods. And then my onions in my cookbook. So I'm really always getting into this area. And so I want to take you around and show you all the things I love about my new kitchen. So we kept our upper cabinets because they were okay. They're not great, but in a couple years, the bottom ones are going to be just as good as the old ones. So we kept the uppers and just got new knobs everywhere and got all new lowers. But in here, all we did, this is kind of messy, but all we did in here was get new nice drawers. I reorganized everything, so that was really one of the best things about this kitchen, because when we moved back in, I had room for everything again. I put a bunch of stuff in my storage area downstairs. I love our new refrigerator. I like the French doors. Our old one was a side-by-side with the ice in it, so there really was not that much room. You couldn't put anything across in it. So I love that we can get so much all the way across in here. And the nice big crispers, and I'm being kind of really freaky about trying to keep this one clean. But there's just so much space in here for everything. And I love the freezer. Our new water, I love it so much. It tastes so good and fresh, and I love knowing that all the minerals are still in there. And instead of like the RO water, which I wrote the post about, which I will link to, where it strips everything out. So I love our new water, and I love our new knobs. I love the new stove. I love having gas again. We had gas in our old house before this, like 18 years ago. And I thought I wanted the new smooth cooktop, but it was so gross. It was never really clean. Like I thought it'd be really easy to keep clean because it was all smooth. It was always dirty. So I figure if it's gonna be dirty, I may as well have a gas stove. But I've been trying to keep this one clean, and unfortunately, I think I put this on my Facebook. Look, can you zoom in on how dirty that is? I cannot get that stupid stuff clean. I even bought the stuff they told me to from the manufacturer and scrubbed my like little heart out, and I can't get that clean. So I'm still figuring that out. But the rest of it's pretty easy to keep clean. This is also a convection oven, and it's got a warming drawer down there. And I really like the white ice appliances that are white with the silver, because then you don't have to worry about all the fingerprint issues that people are having with the stainless steel appliances. This is a microwave convection oven combination, which I'm mad about. Like happy mad, like madly in love. See that? And like every little thing I'm all picky about now. There's a rack, and you can get 2 cookie sheets in here. So it really is like having another whole oven. So instead of getting the double oven, which I thought about getting in the stove, I got the stove in the warming drawer, or the one oven in the warming drawer, because I have another oven up here. These little doohickeys aren't really part of the kitchen remodel, but I love these. They freed up a lot of space in my drawer because I was overloading my drawers with stuff. So I have a couple of them. I can give you a link to those. The other thing I did, I'll show you before I forget. Before we got the new kitchen, I went and reorganized. I see the kids didn't put the stuff where it goes. And I got some of these little tray things for all my like utensils and stuff to organize things in my drawers. I got the same thing for my silverware, and I just love these. I did the same thing in this drawer to organize like just odds and ends and whatever I need out here. So it makes all the difference when you have the room to organize stuff. So, and then if you can get your kids to put it away where it goes, it's even better. But I can't complain because I have kids that put dishes away from the dishwasher. Dishwasher's great. When we first got it, it leaked because the guy who installed it didn't do it correctly. So that was fun to have new water all over our new wood floor. The microwave was broken when that came. I think I told you guys about some of this. The stove didn't fit originally, and either did the refrigerator, and we couldn't get our countertop on. So we've had a lot of fun. But I really can't complain because we only were without our kitchen for a month. And in that time, we just used our kitchen downstairs, and we had pretty much everything we needed down there. This is my new little gadget that I love. It's my paper towel dispenser. I mean, I could have used that before in my old kitchen, but I just didn't think to get all this stuff to organize. Okay, one of my favorite things is our new kitchen sink. And every time I wipe off the counter and like swoop the crumbs right in there, I just think, thank you, God, that I got this new sink. It was an extra $800 for this sucker, but it was worth it. And it's just so much easier this way, not having to clean the little ridges. A friend was over the other day, and she was wondering what all these like 6 different spouts are. This is soap. This is our hot water tap that we use for our pour over coffee or whatever you need hot water for, like really hot water, like extra hot. This is our sprayer, obviously. This is, you know, the faucet, obviously, and this is, turns it on. And this is our new water filtered water, which started the whole kitchen remodel in the first place. It started out with wanting to get rid of RO and getting a new water filter that took everything bad out but left in the minerals. You can zoom over and show our deck. That's going to be our next project because it's such a piece of you know what. But after 18 years, I guess you can't expect things to last forever, but it's really worn down, but it's going to be so expensive to fix that. Oh, here's something I can ask everybody. So we wanted to prevent our bar stools like from ruining our new countertop, you know, like when because they swivel, well, you know, like that. And so I got these little things, these little plastic doohickeys. Well, they're kind of driving me crazy because they keep falling off. So I wanted to glue them on. I didn't think I should do that. Maybe you guys have an idea for what else I could put on here that won't look obnoxious and gaudy, and it'll protect our new countertop. Oh, that's the other thing I love. I love our new countertop because here's the thing. So it's not solid surface. It's just a laminate countertop, and the solid surface ones were like double the money. But I looked at them just because it sounds like that's like the thing to get, right? So I looked into them, and not only are they double the money, I really couldn't find anything that I liked. I didn't like the colors of any of them. This is the only color I found that I really, really loved.